No difference except that out of their sexual activities, they were doing dharma. Whereas the swinging couples, once they leave it, they're not doing any dharma. So what's the difference between people in his organization and people outside doing that? People are people. Both sides have sexual desire. Both sides are hungry. Both sides need love. Both sides make mistakes. But you see, on their spare time, they actually did dharma practice and did work for their lama. Whereas the swinging couples, nothing else. They just leave. So there's a difference that the action itself is sexual gratification. I agree, and there's nothing enlightened about that. But at that time, it was necessary. See, during Chögyam Trungpa's time in the 60s and 70s, it was very necessary because free sex, open love, flower power against the establishment, hippieism, and all that was very in. So if you made a lot of restrictions for people at that time, they would find that very difficult because that's what society and establishment was telling them. You have to get married, you can have sex with anybody, you have to work, you have to go to college. So these people are already fighting that. And you have to understand something. The type of people that Chögyam Trungpa was targeting was not the mainstream conservative people. It was more the people who were not mainstream inclined. The hippies. So hence, the type of people he targeted elicited the type of action that he had to use on them to transform their minds. So instead of making more restrictions for them, he let them engage in what they were already doing before meeting him. But what happens to these people 10 years down the line, 15 years, 20 years down the line? They cleaned up. They got into real relationships. They had kids. They went to work. They became proper. They became publishers. They became writers. They became course holders. They became professors of Naropa Institute. They completely transformed. So if they didn't meet Rinpoche and they were just having free sex and having fun, today they still might be doing what they're doing, professors and all that stuff, but without any dharma at all. So the difference is that. Do you understand? So he created a society where, you can have sex and free sex and have fun and all that stuff, swinging parties, singles parties, and couples parties. But after the party, what's the difference? After the party. Everything we do is not so different than anybody else out there. But you see, with us, there is some dharma involved. So there is some cultivation of higher practices. Cultivation. Then there's some difference for us after the party. That's why people in the Dharma, for example, when they're older, they're very happy. They're not depressed, bitter, older people shopping or wanting money or complaining or fighting. But they're older people who are content and happy and they create enlightened energy around them. Example, I've not met a bitter old monk in Ganden. I've not seen one monk. You've seen them, the old ones. You don't see them bitter. You don't see them unhappy. You don't see them. They're very, very content. And they die in beautiful manners, manifesting enlightenment. So my point is, but older people we see around here, or around here, anywhere outside, quite bitter, quite unhappy. And always shouting and fighting and demanding and pushing and saying, you don't give me enough. Whereas older people in the Dharma, very different. A lifetime of cultivation. So what were they doing there that's different than swinging couples? Nothing. When they were having sex, it was sex. When they're enjoying themselves, they were enjoying themselves. But afterwards, there was a difference. So I think if Rinpoche put a lot of restrictions on them in that way, they wouldn't be doing Dharma. They wouldn't be accepting to say no. It's just another of societal restrictions. They wouldn't accept. Do you understand that? Does everybody understand that? I'm not justifying or explaining this is how I see it in what he's doing. It could be more, it could be wrong, it could be different, but that's how I see it. Why? Because I'm fast forwarding down to the results. People like this writing books like this about it. Because it wasn't just about the sex. Okay? It's a horse that rides on the wind and is likely to speed. In Tibetans, we do prayers. When we do prayers, we visualize a horse on its back as a container and many prayers. And it flies up to the heavens and it offers these prayers to the three jewels. So it's symbolic of offering prayers to three jewels of a wind horse. So we make prayer flags called lungdak. The lungdak prayer flags have the wind horse in the center, surrounded by a lot of mantras. So when the wind blows it, it's considered that we bring the prayers up to the three jewels. That's one. Second thing is this. The real wind horse is awareness. When we have awareness, when we ride this horse of awareness, we can excel and reach our destiny very fast. So the wind horse is likened to awareness, creating aware mind. Without the awareness of the mind, the horse cannot travel, never mind a wind horse, which is very fast. So it is talking about awareness and creating awareness. Having an aware mind for people around us, their needs, their wants, their pain, their problems, and not having people tell us, but being in the room or being in the place, and you're aware of everything around you. And that's likened to a wind horse. Okay?